You know, up until watching this movie, I was of the mindset that bad writing was a modern day invention.
Bills. You take that back.
Boy, was I wrong. The 1984 Children of the Corn has proved me wrong. So, Children of the Corn is about a doctor and his girlfriend who happens to come across a town full of kids that make people deceased, who are being led by a demonic preacher. The doctor's played by this guy, and his girlfriend is played by Linda Hamilton. And just off the back, spoiler alert, even though it's an old film, the amount of dumbass decisions in this movie is astounding. Like, normal script writing involves first act is setup, second act is climax, third act is conclusion. First act, we're introduced to the characters, they're introduced to the problem at hand, and then the second act is supposed to be them unveiling everything and learning more about this so that in the third act they can overcome said problem. And this film decides to follow none of that because the characters don't learn anything. Everything is just given to them. Some other character just knows everything and tells them when it's convenient, and it's a mess. Dialogue is horrible. The pacing is definitely horrible. This movie is only 90 minutes and it's just beyond staggering how long it took to get to the end. I had to keep pausing and stepping away just to keep my sanity. The doctor makes probably a good 30 dumb decisions in this movie. The first dumb decision is in the beginning where there's an accident where he hit a boy, and which wasn't his fault. The boy had got previously fatally injured and stepped out into the road and he hit him. So the doctor is like, oh, hey, even though he's fatally injured and I still want to help, I want to get him to a hospital. So initially he goes to find help to get direction because he's in this town that he doesn't know, and the guy refused to help him. So they happen upon a house that he claimed to see somebody inside, and there's nobody inside. So instead of moving on and try to rush to get to a hospital or find somebody that can show him the way, he decides to explore the house with his girlfriend.
What?
Mind you, the kid is still in the trunk. And it's just like, okay, what? So after they enter the house, they find a little girl playing. He decides to leave his girlfriend with the little girl while he goes finds somebody else for something. And this just persists throughout the movie, where it's just one dumb decision after the next. This is probably where they got the tropes of dumb characters in horror movies. It's probably this film, because none of these characters make sense. The storyline doesn't make sense as to leading up to the finale. You have a town full of kids who all of a sudden start fatally injuring their parents and adults because of this cult leader whose name is Isaac. And we never even really find out how they got into this cult, what beliefs really drew them there. You never find out anything about the motives of this person. And it's like, okay, whatever. They should explain everything. They should wrap everything up in a nice bow by the end of the movie, right? No. Throughout the movie, they're chasing and offing people, and this does not come off as a horror. There's nothing really horror about this. It's more slasher light horror, if you will. And throughout the film, you have no real understanding as to why these kids are committing this act, because it's never explained what they stand to gain from this. So it's like, okay, hey, all right, I understand this is what your belief system is, but you're following somebody who's only telling you, hey, there's pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but you never see the pot of gold, or you never hear what they're going to receive as a gift for committing such acts. So by the end of the film, in the third act, all of a sudden, the second in command decides to turn on the preacher, Isaac. And now he's taking over just all of a sudden because he believes that he's not doing his job right, I guess. And with that being said, now all of a sudden there's demonic spirit present. Like there's a supernatural presence to this film. It's never explored throughout the film. There's no supernatural anything hinted at throughout the film to say to any character that, hey, something else is going on in this town besides just these crazy kids running around. There is something supernatural about this. No, at the end of the film, do they show there's a demonic spirit that can move through the ground but can't do anything else? And yeah, this film was a hot mess. So I would not put this on your list for Halloween adventures to watch. It's a waste of time. I'd give this a 1 out of 5 pumpkins. Just keep it pushing. There's far more entertaining movies to watch, especially from that era. So that's it for this review. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.